What's going on, you guys? It's Keinan Briggs, sports consultant and mentor, and welcome to my new, podcast, you can call it. Basically, I just have so many ideas, thoughts that I want to express that go through my mind, experiences that I have with athletes, perspectives, concepts. I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just put this on video and on the podcast and let it be known, instead of just sitting on these thoughts and ideas. So, with that being said, this podcast is basically going to be me answering questions that you guys may have, experiences that I've gone through that I kind of want to educate you guys on, share, or even just vent sometimes, right? So, welcome and enjoy the show. I will make sure I keep this as short and simple as possible. I did record a version of this before and it was like an hour and a half, and I decided that's way too much. So I want to keep this down to literally 10 minutes. And if it's longer than 10 minutes, like today will be a longer than 10-minute episode, I'm going to stop it at 10 minutes and make this one episode 10 minutes and then continue a second part, which will be another 10 minutes. So 20 minutes in its full duration for the full topic. But when it comes down to, compartmentalizing it, I'm going to split it up into 10-minute segments. So with that being said, let's get started. Today's focus is going to be specifically for the youth division. High school will be the next division. But the youth division, what type of track meets are there, right? And what's the value behind them? Okay. So to be more specific, because I should read off my notes, the different types of track meets and what to know about them. Okay. So the first thing is starting with when you're youth athletes, right? I'm talking about athletes who are 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years old, 12. I didn't start track and field till I was literally 13, 14 years old. So I was eighth grade. Um, so basically, I was brand new, right? And a lot of parents that I have on my team are also brand new to the whole world of track and field. They've never seen it. So when I'm explaining things, their questions, they may sound, naive or ignorant to them, but for me, it's just like that's an honest question. So this video will help you guys navigate through what's important, where to start, where to go. Okay. So the first thing is if you're brand new to track and field, like very, very brand new, the first thing is just find any type of track and field events that are happening. So the easiest thing with no real like commitment to it is going to be all comers. What an all comer is exactly what it sounds like. Anyone who wants to come can compete. So if a mom and dad and a son or daughter show up to a track and field all comers, they might pay their $10 or $15 to sign up to compete. Now, just because they paid to enter, that's actually paid to enter to the event and also to compete. The great thing about it is those events are typically shorter. My experience is that the meets are usually on Saturday and they're literally like over in 4 or 5 hours, depending on how busy it is, right? Now, when it comes to this, you can also try multiple events because you're not limited on what you can and can't do. Unless you're like 6 years old, you're probably not going to run the mile, right? But if you do, then have fun, right? Typically, all comers are based around fundraisers. So these schools will host a track meet. You're going to have not really good officials because it's typically a fundraiser. And all the money that you raise, whether it's concessions or just entry fees or parking, it's going to go towards that team or that club, right? So, with that being said, let me write down, have the episode title in here so you guys can see what we're talking about. And also my name. I got these graphics on here, right? Okay, so from there, all comers, the way you can find these is going to be if you're in California, Prep Cal Track is one. Um, there are a list of all comers that are out there. And if you go online, you'll be able to find some if you just type in all comers, but Prep Cal Track is one of the easiest ones to find. Again, I'm speaking from a person who lives in Southern California. So you might have a version of this in your region or area or state. Okay. Now, once you do find an event, like I said before, you simply show up to the meet. Make sure you bring your spikes if you have any. If you do not have spikes, it's okay. No commitment. Just try it, see how it feels, and then just run. Right. So all comers are going to be very important, and into introducing athletes to what's out there. Okay. Now, let's say you do your all comers meet and you're really enjoying this process. Like you're like, you know what? I want to do the next level. So before you commit to an actual club team, you can actually try USATF. So The reason why I'm going to focus more on USATF is because AAU is out there, but in Southern California, AAU isn't as big as it is on the East Coast. And I just happen to know USATF because we've been in that division or association for now, 12 years. So with that being said, you go to the USATF website or SCA USATF website, which is for Southern California Association, and they'll have a list of all the all comers. So they have two types of meets. They have a B meet and they have an A meet. A B meet is an all comers that's ran in age groups, right? So now instead of running against all comers, you're going to be competing against athletes within 2 year age group, unless you're 8 and under. If you're under 8 years old, you're going to be competing against ages 8 and under, but the rest is 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. Okay. Now, the way they run it is they typically only run half the events that are offered on one day. So it'll be Saturday that you run. A B1 meet is certain events. A B2 meet is also certain events. And you do not need to have a USATF membership to compete in these events. Now, let's say you do want to join a club team. You can. You visit usatf.org to see a listing of club teams in your area. Or Leap Squad has a virtual team as well if you're not in the area. The other option is going to be, are we doing on time? We're good, 6 minutes. The other option is going to be um, the A meets. Now, what an A meet is, it's a Saturday and Sunday meet. All the events are now offered, and now it's more competitive. A lot of the club teams are bringing their whole teams out there. A lot of the competitive athletes are out there. This is where you get a real taste of what it's really like out there, right? Now, the A meets is a essential preseason or qualifier towards the playoffs, right? And so track and field USATF has playoffs and it's a tournament. Now, this tournament is basically called the Junior Olympic Circuit. Now, you have three different track meets within this circuit. You have your association track meet, which are the championships of each individual region that's broken up into subsections. So the Region 15, which is what we're in, we have Nevada, Hawaii, San Diego, and then the Southern California Association. Those four associations will have their championship, right? Which you qualify into from an A meet. Then once you hit that mark, then you get into the association championships. The top 9 athletes from the association championships will then advance to the regional championships. Now you have all the associations meeting at a regional meet. And from there, it's supposed to be the top 5 athletes advance to nationals. However, the past couple years, it's been the top 9 athletes. Again, very competitive. I had an athlete who finished 9th place, did not make nationals. However, was her mark was top 25 in the US. It is what it is. Okay. Now, 2 minutes left. Let's stay on topic. From there, you also have nationals, which I say go to. There's the JO nationals, which is very hard to get into because you got to beat so many athletes. Then they have the youth nationals. It's a separate piece. This one does not require any qualification other than hitting a certain standard. If you hit that mark, then you're welcome to sign up and go to the meet. The difference between the two is when you hit a mark, you go. The other one is, one, you have to advance to the rounds. Two, if you do make it, then you advance to nationals. So you're going to find a different level of competitiveness there. Okay. The other option is going to be the Showcase Nationals, which I'll get into on the second part, which is now available for the youth athletes. But for those athletes who are brand new, welcome to track and field. And also, I want to highlight this specific part. You see scrolling at the bottom is Leap Fest. Leap Fest is an event that I host. It's a jumps only national showcase. It's for all abilities, all ages. You literally have youth athletes to pro athletes on the same exact runway, competing and having fun. All right, so that's 9 minutes, 27 seconds. I want to make sure that I stay concise with this. This is the first official episode. Make sure you subscribe. And if you do feel like donating to my cause, what I'm doing to keep these things rolling, you're welcome to check out this link below. Donate whatever you feel the value that's coming to you is. And everything is appreciated. And I will see you guys next time.